Okay, I'm about to sit down and watch a video that I already know quite a bit of the context about, but I'm interested in seeing this person's perspective of it. Shout out to David Hartley. I'm a new subscriber as of today, but from my understanding, it looks like he does historical context and stuff like that behind like music and rock songs and stuff. It's really cool. I haven't done a deep dive into his channel yet, but that's not why I'm here. There is a song that I've always been a big fan of that because it has this really unique story behind it. And I have a feeling he's going to do a much better and more in-depth job of explaining this than me. So bear with me. Go watch his video on this subject. David Hartley, just saying. In 1987, Billy Joel toured in the Soviet Union, which, if you know anything about American history, it was a very tense time between pretty much throughout the 80s, the Cold War era, right? So he was invited to play in the Soviet Union, like rock music, to a Soviet Union audience. And it was a big fucking deal at the time because it's a Western pop rock musician breaking the Iron Curtain, right? Like, that's crazy. So they do these tours across the country, right? And they go to Moscow in 1987. And there's a documentary film crew, and they're following the tour, and they want to get footage of the audience. But because it's a concert and it's very dark, they had to light up like a few rows of the front of the audience. Here's the problem. There's videos of this too, and I'm sure, again, like I said, David Hartley, he's probably going to show the clips. But there is a scene, and I will be honest, I always wondered if this was true or not because I could never find the video until now, or never really cared to look into it any further. But I always heard this story about this album because it was recorded live in the Soviet Union and in Moscow. And the documentary crew would instruct a stage crew to light up the first 3-4 rows of the audience, right? Something like that. And so Billy Joel's up there, and he's a very energetic, enthusiastic piano player. Like, he's up there, he's just banging out, he's screaming into the microphone. And every 5 seconds, the first 3 rows of the audience just lock up and stop moving. And they're not dancing, they're not clapping, they're not waving their arms, they just stop moving completely. And he's up there, and he's like screaming at the audience, or screaming at the stage crew, rather, to get the lights out of the audience. Because, again, this is the Soviet Union in 1987. So the logic was that if these citizens, these normal people, got caught by their government enjoying Western pop music, that they would be shot on sight. So anytime the cameras turned and the lights came on, they just stopped moving. And you don't just stop a concert because the audience doesn't like it anymore. You just keep going, and then the lights would go off, and they'd all go right back to dancing and clapping and singing and shouting. And then, again, they just lock up. And this goes back and forth, and again, in the clips, you can see him screaming, irate at the stage crew, let me do my fucking show, get the lights out of the audience, like. And then this all culminates in him, during one of the instrumental breaks, flipping his Yamaha piano and beating it to death with a mic stand. And he just goes insane. And again, you have to see the clip because holy shit, oh my God, it's so cathartic to watch. Because, again, like I've said in some of my other videos, or like if you haven't seen some of my other videos, understanding historical context behind art, behind especially music, and knowing that it's not just a series of words it's not just a story, it's a culture, it was a world thing, it was this thing that it's hard to describe, So, no, go watch the David Hartley video, and if you can, also go look up the clips of Billy Joel in 1987 beating the shit out of a piano with a mic stand, because gold.